Ever met someone who can solve complex math problems, lead a team at work, or ace any test? But in relationships? Total chaos. Yep. Smart people often make surprisingly bad dating choices. But why? Shouldn't intelligence mean better decisions in every area of life, including love? Today, we'll unpack why intelligence doesn't always mean emotional wisdom, and why brains don't always protect hearts. Just because someone is intellectually gifted doesn't mean they're emotionally skilled. Emotional intelligence, EQ, understanding and managing feelings, is a different skill set. A high IQ might help you analyze trends or write a killer essay. But when your partner says, "I feel like you don't listen," your brain can't just run statistics. Smart people sometimes overanalyze emotions instead of feeling them. They try to solve love like a math problem. And spoiler, that doesn't work. Smart people tend to be chronic overthinkers. Should I text them first? Was that joke too much? What if I sound desperate? This mental chess game creates stress and indecision. They sometimes reject real connections or commit to the wrong ones because their logic says it should make sense. But love? It's messy, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. Overthinking turns vulnerability, the key to real connection, into something that feels dangerous. Smart people often crave mental stimulation. So when someone intense, mysterious, or emotionally unavailable shows up, it feels like a challenge. They confuse emotional chaos with emotional depth. Oh wow, we argue all the time and I can't stop thinking about them. This must be love. But that intensity? It's not always connection. Sometimes it's just emotional adrenaline. Long-term compatibility isn't always thrilling. Sometimes it's peaceful. And peace can feel boring to someone wired for excitement. Highly intelligent people often believe in growth, progress, and potential. So when they meet someone with obvious flaws, emotionally unavailable, inconsistent, toxic, they don't run. They roll up their sleeves. I see who you could be. Let me help you become that. But relationships aren't DIY projects. Reading a Fix Your Partner manual won't magically change them. And trying to fix someone often leads to burnout or heartbreak. After all, you can't fix someone who doesn't want to grow. Smart people are used to having control. They've mastered logic, discipline, and strategy. But love requires surrender, trust, messiness, risk. And that's terrifying. So they build walls. They vanish from conversations. They stop replying to texts or calls. Not because they don't care, but because disappearing feels safer than facing emotional uncertainty. That's ghosting. When fear takes the wheel and silence becomes the escape plan, they push people away, pick fights, or they walk away from people who care. Not because they don't want connection, but because they're scared of what it might cost. That's self-sabotage. But real connection? It only happens when you break the wall. Being smart doesn't make you immune to heartbreak. In fact, it might make you more prone to making cleverly bad decisions. But awareness is powerful. If you're one of those brilliant minds with a chaotic love life, then relax. Love isn't about IQ. It's about empathy, vulnerability, and knowing when to feel instead of fix. Stick around for more psychology, simply told and deeply felt. And hey, has your brain ever convinced you to stay in something your heart was scared of? Share your story in the comments. No judgment.